Sphinx in there? You're just chilling in Sphinxing? Got portobellos with some onions on top and parsley, baked potatoes both mixed with garlic and onions too. There's garlic and onions, they're all baked, and tomatoes too. Looks so good. And then we have this cooking, this zucchini, greens, and some tomatoes. And here we have broccoli. Some cruise ships over there. And this here basically was the ancient New York. I'm going to explain why. Why is that the case? This, where I'm walking, used to be the hub for an ancient civilization, the Greek civilization. And that's why it's called Rhodes. In the US, there's also in New York, Rhodes Island, which actually reflects or mirrors, if you will. It actually mirrors where I am right now. That's one of the entrances of the medieval town. Let's go see what's inside. Let's explore it. let's go from here, see what's here. This is the way to the old medieval town. You can see a lot of visitors, a lot of tourists. There is the entrance of the archaeological museum, which I am showing and sharing in another video with Ina, which, because we haven't been there, that's the entrance. And all of these were built by the Knight Templars, and they were converted into museums. They used to be, these are buildings used for war, for when the Templars came here and settled. This is what they built, and now it has become like a World Heritage from the UNESCO, and they turned many of these buildings into museums. So apparently one of the legs of the statue of Helios that was here, that was said to be here, one of the legs was on this side, although that was just something made up by a medieval artist who drew basically a drawing showing the statue of Helios standing with like two legs apart, but there is no proof or evidence that the actual statue of Helios was here. Let's say hi to our friends here. They're just chilling. So one rational explanation is that the statue was here, exactly like the Statue of Liberty. So basically this huge kind of area, there was a pedestal and the statue was standing there, not splitting with one leg here and the other one basically over there. I'm gonna show you where the other leg was. So the rational explanation is as the statue was just standing like the Statue of Liberty there. I can't go up there, it's closed. And this is the entrance of the port that was mentioned. This is the port, as you can see here. So this is the entrance of the port, so the statue was here. And just for touristy reasons, or for just like people can come take photos, they made these two pillars, one here and one there on the other side. And they basically said that this is where the statue of Helios was standing. One leg was here and the other leg was there, as you can see here in the screen. But there is no evidence or proof that it was actually right here. So they say that one leg was there and the other leg was right there, at the other statue right there. This is obviously for touristy reasons. It's for people to come and see and take photos, and they sell a lot of souvenirs that revolve around the statue of Helios, like standing in the split position, and that's why they made these two towers here, and they say, okay, this is where the statue was, this is the entrance of the port, so it's probably here. But that is all fake. The statue was not here, because the researchers, they realized that it's impossible for the structure to stand. If you were to actually build nowadays a modern structure with two legs standing like that, that distance doesn't make sense. The rational explanation, or the possible explanation, is that the statue was either there and it was standing on a pedestal like the Statue of Liberty, or it was near the castle or at the top. I will show you the area where they think it could have been, because it's hidden by the boat. This big yacht here, but hopefully I can show you. They say somewhere over there. So maybe right in that area, because some research have also proven that around that time, we're talking about 350, 320, 40 BC, research have proven that this whole area here was actually covered in water. The water was covering all of this area. So they said, how come there's a statue that's built here while this is all water? While this is all water where I'm walking on right now, it doesn't make sense. That the only proof that exists for that explanation is this painting from a medieval artist who painted the statue of Helios, the Colossus of Rhodes, that's called the Colossus of Rhodes. And that painting became very popular since. I guess because it's fascinating, because it's incredible to think that there's back then in 350 BC or 340 BC a statue that can stand in the world with that height, with that kind of design, and it was made out of copper, so you would see it from far, far away in the ocean. When you're coming in from the ocean, you would see it apparently from miles away, because the copper with the sun reflecting it, it was shining from miles away. And the boats visiting Rhodes back then, they would see that statue as the mark, as the symbol of civilization of Rhodes, and that's why it was called the Colossus of Rhodes. That's why it was one of the ancient wonders or marvels of the world. So there's many theories on where it could have been. I personally believe, for me, the most thing that makes sense intuitively, from an intuitive standpoint, I feel like it was probably right there. That's where it was, intuitively. I feel like if it was on a pedestal, just like the Statue of Liberty, and the statue would be right there. And this is the port, this is the entrance of the port, so it kind of makes sense if the statue was there. And why I keep mentioning the Statue of Liberty, I'm gonna soon tell you the connection that there is between the Statue of Helios and the Statue of Liberty, because they're actually the same thing. And I'm gonna explain to you why they are the same thing. The Colossus of Rhodes and the Statue of Liberty are the same thing, is because the builder of the Statue of Liberty, the French sculptor Frederick Auguste Bartholdi, he was obsessed with the Colossus of Rhodes, and he was a Freemason, so he was well established and very connected. And back then, he was so obsessed with the Colossus of Rhodes, the Statue of Helios, that he managed to get the blueprints of the Statue of Helios. He got the blueprints, and no one knows how he got the blueprints or where he got them from, but he had that kind of information. And he replicated the Statue of Helios by building the Statue of Liberty. And back then, in around 300 BC, Rhodes was the hub of civilization. It was where everyone wanted to go, everyone wanted to visit, everyone wanted to go there, because it was such a commercial hub. And that statue of Helios was like a symbol of that civilization. So for Frederick Auguste Bartholdi, when he built it, and he's a Freemason, by the time he built the Statue of Liberty, the Freemasons decided to shift from Europe to America, to the United States. And they needed another mark, another symbol for their presence, for the new world, for the new civilization. And they chose New York. And because Frederick August Bartholdi was a Freemason, he built the Statue of Liberty as a present, as a gift. But it was not really a gift, it was just a symbol that the civilization continues, that the Freemasons are still around, that they existed before in ancient past, and they still exist right now. It was like a shift from Europe to the American continent. Another proof is if you check the dimensions of the statue of Helios from the Colossus of Rhodes. The dimensions that were written are identical. Height, everything is identical to the Statue of Liberty. So Bartholdi made sure to keep the dimensions exactly the same. And not only that, check in this photo the crown that the Statue of Helios had and the Statue of Liberty also has now. And not only that, Helios, he was the god of the sun. He was one of the main gods of the ancient Greek world. But in the New World, in New York, the Statue of Liberty is designed after the Roman goddess Libertas. She's the goddess of freedom. But we still have a reminder of ancient gods. The gods of ancient Greece, the gods of Rome, the gods of Europe, the ancient gods that inhabited Earth. So this is a sort of homage to them, to remember them, but also to mark where the civilization is taking place right now. Where is the hub? And that's why also New York has an area called Rhode Island. It's to make the connection to the island of Rhodes in Greece.